Hello, thank you so much for purchasing with Medium Emary. Today we're going to give you a quick love tarot card reading, so your name and info will be confidential. I will only go over what I get from the cards and from your 4 questions that you have sent me. I usually film the table and the cards only, but my baby's sleeping and it's a little bit dark, so I decided to just do it here because it's much more light. And as back there, it's a little bit too dark when I used my webcam, so I'm going to clear out the energy first with some sage, and then afterwards I'll do a quick little prayer, and then I'll start shuffling. So I'm going to sage really quickly. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth that is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I ask spirit guides and angels of the person I'm focused on to reveal to her now what she needs to know in this present time. I ask spirit guides of mine to help me interpret the information to her in the best of my abilities, and that the information that comes through may come through as accurate, specific, and detailed as possible as I have her name in my head now. Thank you. Anything of negative vibration or negative energy is not welcomed in this reading, as I ask to receive information from God's purest intention and God's white light. Thank you. So I'm going to go over your first question, which is, I've been thinking about what you said in the last reading. I've started to realize I don't want to play any more games. I want to start getting things together in this part of my life. Me and have been together serious for 4 years now, and it seems like we're not looking at the next chapter. And he doesn't seem interested in looking at the chapter for at least another few years. I just want to get things together, start making sense and being serious. So my first question is there anything I can do to make things work with this person? Anything that this person is going to make things work with this partner she has right now? It's interesting. So the cards you got, so the first card you got, which is the Justice card. Justice focuses on fairness between a certain situation and the truth, speaking out the truth. So the fact that it's reversed, it means that there's issues, there's delays with this, there's delays and issues due to something not being fair. So obviously this is the focal point. There's no fairness. So it's nothing you can do to make it work. It's just there's no fairness. Like you're doing your part and he's not doing his. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're not doing anything wrong. It's now his turn to put his pants on, and to be a man and to really know who he is, know what he wants out of the situation. But right now it seems like it's a focal point of fairness right now, and there's no fairness. So your guides are saying there's nothing you need to do. It's like it's just not fair. There's no balance right now. There's no 50-50. There's only like 100 from one person, or like 75 from one person, and probably like, whatever, 20 or whatever it is, The next card you got, which is the World, which is beautiful, focuses on the concept that you have the whole world ahead of you. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening soon. This card focuses on a journey ending, a major life cycle ending. Okay, so there's a possibility that you'll make changes, you'll make your decision in regards to this decision. But there's obviously, it's like you're meant to do. It's like this card's an awesome card because it focuses on like you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be, like you're following your true purpose, you're doing everything right now in your life, and you have the whole world ahead of you. So it's not like things are over, but they are saying there's a cycle, a huge cycle, life cycle that you're experiencing. It's ending soon. You're getting to that point where something's going to change very soon. Okay, so this is a really beautiful card. Focuses on fulfillment and the concept of a big change happening, and then also that you have the whole world ahead of you. This is not what is only. And then the next card you got, which is the Two of Pentacles. This focuses on the concept of balance again and managing, time management and balancing. There's obviously, it's saying, how can you manage this and try to balance this if there's no fairness? It means when you're trying to juggle too much and you're trying to do everything at the same time. And then to top it off, the Justice card says there's no fairness. So you're trying to manage, but there's no fairness. So there's really nothing you need to do anymore. You've gone through these lessons before, I feel. And I feel now your guides are saying it's like now time to focus on you. You have the whole world ahead of you. And it's like you've done all that you can. That's also the World card, which focuses on fulfillment. Like you've done it to the max degree. So there's nothing you can do right now. There's just no fairness, and there needs to be fairness on his part to make it work. Okay? So I'm going to go on to your next question, hon, which is you don't need to make it clear on what you want to tell him because you've already done it, I feel, in every way that you can. It's just like you can't try to make something go. You can't try to force something into someone's head when they don't want it and they're not ready or they're not sure of who they are. So that's why the card's saying there's no fairness. You need to find balance within yourself and just know that you've done everything that you've can. I'm sorry, got confused there. My next question is, will I truly be happy with him? Picking up the cards, sorry. Alright. Will this client truly be happy with him? Okay. Will I truly be happy with him? Will I be with So the answer I got to that question is, so I'm just go over the cards. The answer I got is no. It's kind of saying to me, the first card represents the Queen of Wands, which is a beautiful card because it focuses on you. You're strong. You're independent. You're wanting to make things happen right now. You're wanting to do. You just want to be that strong person that you are. And what's happening is that it seems like this relationship is stopping you from this because the Empress card reversed means that there's something where you're depending on a relationship. You're depending on something. You're depending on a certain situation. This card can also focus on relationships too, so it's interesting that it came through. When it's reversed, it means that you're depending on the person, and they're saying that that dependence that you have on him is not going to fulfill you. Like, what's going to fulfill you is yourself. So they're saying, like, if you're trying to find that fulfillment through him in whatever way and shape and form, it's not going to happen, they're telling me. And they're saying you have to find it within yourself. You can't rely on the relationship to make your life happy or you happy. It's also saying to me, this card, the Empress, when it's not reversed, it represents somebody, a feminine energy, somebody who is feeling good and just following their inner guiding system. One second. Sorry, hon, my mother calls in the middle of the reading. I should have put my phone on silent. Sorry about that. Um, so when this is upward, it's kind of saying that you are following that energy. You're not depending on anyone, you're feeling free. But the fact that it's reversed, saying you're depending on a relationship to make you happy, you know? And it seems like to me, the answer to that question is saying, no, you're not going to be truly happy with him because something is off. And it's not allowing you to feel that strong feminine energy that you are, which is the Queen of Wands. So there's something off balance there. And then it says, to top it off, the next card, which is the Wheel of Fortune, it's reversed. It means you feel stuck. He's holding you back from that possibility of being happy with yourself. It's like your inner true self is feeling held back from this, and it's not going to let you move forward. It's not going to let you feel right, you know? And it's saying it's only holding you back. It's making you feel stagnant and stuck, and it will only make you feel stagnant and stuck. So to answer that question, it seems like no. It seems like they're saying to me, you can't find fulfillment in a relationship. You have to find it within yourself. Sorry, hon, my baby woke up, so she's awake right now. So I might have to like cut off sometimes, but because I'm waiting on my mother-in-law to watch her. She was sleeping. I tried filming your video the other day. I think it was yesterday, and I couldn't because she woke up again. But now she woke up again, so it's like at least I'm delivering the message, so that's all that matters. So basically, to answer your question, that question is, it's saying no, you won't be truly fulfilled with the relationship because it's not about that. It's not about you feeling like you could feel happy. Okay, so it's like you need to feel happy in a relationship, obviously, but you can't depend on him for your happiness. But it's obviously saying there's no balance. So it's like you're depending on him to see if the relationship feels good or feels happy again when you've tried. And it's like they're saying like you're only going to feel stuck and you're only going to feel pulled back. So for me, that answer is no. As the Wheel of Fortune came out reversed and the Empress came out reversed. So it's like kind of saying you're going to lose yourself, you're going to lose your true essence. And your true essence is obviously Queen of Wands. That's who you are. You're strong, you're independent, you're strong, you know? So they're saying like don't depend on him on how he has to be to make yourself happy. And if it's obviously if you feel like it's like you're trying to work it out so much, it's like there's a problem, you know? That's again, there's no fairness. And you can't continue doing that over and over if that makes any sense. So, all right, hun, so I'm going to go on to your next question. Okay, now everybody, your next question is, how will I know when I'm with my soulmate? Everybody has a soulmate. Like everybody goes through more than one soulmate. I mean, there's the soulmates that are soulmates that you go through lessons with, that you have to experience hard challenges with, and that's what he is. He's that soulmate to you that you have to experience lessons and challenges with, where you guys go through spiritual growth. You guys allow yourself to grow, you know? You grow with just going through those challenges together. And then there's those other soulmates that are soulmates that you're supposed to be with, like life partners, twin flames, people that you're actually meant to stay with long, long term. So how will I know when I'm with my soulmate? When you will know you're with your soulmate is when you just know. Like how you're going through this with this person, this partner you're with right now. The fact that you're going through this feeling and it's like a constant thing, that's already a problem. There's some issue there. And the fact that he's not willing to meet you halfway and to understand your perspective and just saying, I'm not ready, this is not what I want, you know, I still want to think it through, and you've gone through this with him before, there's obviously something off. So if you have this feeling like, am I really happy? Am I going to be happy with him? There's your answer. You're not supposed to really go through that when you're with somebody you're meant to be with. That's the point. You're not supposed to go through that when you're with somebody who's really your long-term soulmate. Now, I'm not going to say everything's perfect always with that kind of soulmate. You know, we go through bad and good days, but there has to be more good days than bad days. You know, it's like you go through those rough, bad days, but then overall, there's good days. You guys understand each other. He meets you halfway when you try to communicate, when you try to understand a certain situation. There's mutual respect for one another, a mutual understanding, you know? So like if one person doesn't understand, the other person will just give in because they understand and they love that person. If there's not that balance, then there's obviously a problem. And I think you're realizing that, and you've known this. I'm sorry, you've known this. So it's like you're like going through like a self-awakening now. You're realizing these things, okay? Now let me see. Your next question is what I'm expecting out too much? No. No, no, no. Like, am I asking for qualities that don't exist or too high? No, no, no. The qualities you want do exist. Never, you're so young, hun, never make yourself feel like you have to settle because there's nothing better. There is always better. There is always better, okay? There's always that kind of person you want to meet and attract. And I don't feel like really you're asking for too much. I think you're asking for somebody who's mutually willing to understand you and willing to meet you halfway and feel respected. I don't think that's too much to ask out of a relationship, you know? So, no, you're not asking for too much or too much qualities, you know? There's your intuition's talking to you. Your intuition's saying there's something wrong here. You know, I don't feel comfortable with what's going on. I've tried and it's like, do I have to just stick here and feel stuck and feel settled? No, because you're not. The only time that's hard to feel like that is when you're older, you try to go out many times, you've never met anybody, you're super young, you can date, you can meet people, you know, you're going through your self-discovery, so no, you're not reaching too high, hun, at all. Will my soulmate have these qualities and I just haven't met him yet? Of course, your actual long-term soulmate will have those qualities. On a psychic perspective, I don't feel like this person is your long-term partner. I feel like he is a soulmate that you are supposed to learn from him. Learn lessons, learn challenges. Now, I know you've been with him for a long time, so it's really hard to let go of somebody like that, especially when you've gone through a lot. There's a lot of history, and I understand that. So it's like I can't just say, let him go, leave him, break up with him. I understand that. So if you feel like you need to wait and then ask him again, and then it's the same thing, then I would tell you that's it. But if you feel like you want to try it out still to see, go for it. I understand because there's been a lot of time invested. But if you feel like if you've gone through this already over and over and it's the same thing, I would say follow your intuition, hon. Follow your intuition. My daughter's here. She's like looking at the camera. I'm going to pull out 3 more cards for you to see what your last message is, and I will leave you with that, hon. You want the stone? Stone? That's stone. Alright? And here. Here you go. Alright, so I'm going to shuffle for your last message here, and then I'm going to have to go. I'll give you these. Let me give her cards really quickly. Come here, Momo. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Sit down with me, right here. Alright, so I'm going to ask this last question for you. And I took off my sweater. And then you see my Pikachu. Okay. Ask this last question for you. I see a lot of things happening for you. Like, you're going to be working on yourself a lot this year and the next year. So I just feel like he's going to hold you back from that want to grow. So just reevaluate things more and really, really see, like I said. I'm going to pull out 3 cards for you here, and then I'll end the reading, hun. Okay. Beautiful. So again, I'm talking about holding back. Your main message is you got the Hangman, which the Hangman means hang in there, but also know that you're kind of doing this to yourself. You're holding yourself back. You're doing it to yourself. No one else is doing it. And there's a sense of hang in there, you know. You will be okay. Everything will be okay. And then the next card you got, which is the Hierophant, which means healing. It means, the fact that it's reversed, it means like you're afraid to go through this process. Don't have fear. It's like all of this is a healing process. You're supposed to be going through this. And then the last card, which is the star card, stars, you're obviously, the star represents faith and hope. You're obviously lacking faith and hope here. Your guides want to say, hang in there. This is all part of a healing experience. Don't resist towards the process of healing. Don't resist towards the process of knowing that your intuition's talking to you, and continue to have faith and hope. Okay, and don't hold yourself back from what you're feeling. You know, you're feeling something. Your feelings are validating something. So they're saying, like, it will be okay. Just start listening to your gut feeling, and again, reevaluate. And when you can, maybe a couple weeks from now, talk to him about it again. And if it's just the same repetitive pattern over and over, and you're not feeling good, that's a sign. So I'm going to leave you with that, hun. I very much hope you enjoyed this mini tarot card reading, as it was a pleasure. I am always here for you. If you need updates for me to check the vibration again in the relationship or just in your life, you can come back to me and ask me questions, as that I have a lot of clients that come back always like to get like vibration updates, because things shift and things change. I always say things are never written in stone, but it's written in pencil. But with this, it's more of like, I feel like you've known this. This is something that you've been experiencing. So I'm going to leave you with that. Lots of love from the heavens above, and thank you so much for reaching out. And thank you for your patience, as my baby's in the video, but I hope you understand. Bye now.